VP. I'll wait for a few minutes before starting the session. I'll wait for 5 more minutes because 2 or 3 participants are going to join in a few more minutes. So I'll be waiting for them to join. But meanwhile, I'd like to ask a question to you. How many regions and zones for AWS? How many regions and zones in AWS? Globally, AWS has how many regions and how many zones? Okay, all right. So 24 regions and 77 zones. So that was actually the previous note. That was actually the previous concept. But yes, AWS has updated something in their console. I'll show it to you here now in infrastructure map. This is the page. Okay. So in infrastructure map, so this is the page we have seen on the very first day of AWS session, understanding about the availability zones of AWS. Okay, right. Now let us see. Now, now from 24 to it has become to 25 regions because recently a region has been started. 25 regions and 77 has become 81 availability zones. Very simple thing. In one of the region there are 4 zones created. Okay, so that makes a small change in our AWS, that is 25 regions and 81 zones. Please update in your materials or in your notes. See, they keep on updating everything. So we have to follow majorly the website, okay? Their own website, Amazon.com. So now it is 25 regions and 81 zones. And we also know the extra upcoming things. 7 more regions are going to come and 10 more zones are going to add up. Okay. Out of these 7, one is our Hyderabad. So one is Hyderabad. Okay. So once it comes to Hyderabad, so automatically there will be a plenty of opportunities. You might ask me why they will take us. వాళ్ళు మనని ఎందుకు తీసుకుంటారు? What is there with us? వాళ్ళు మనని ఎందుకు తీసుకుంటారు అంటే yes, they require huge manpower. అంతేకాదు మనకేం పని ఉంటుంది అంటే వీళ్ళు ఈ లొకేషన్ లో డేటా సెంటర్ లాంచ్ చేస్తున్నారు అంటే వాళ్ళ బిజినెస్ గ్రో అవుతుంది. దట్ బిజినెస్ ఈజ్ గ్రోయింగ్ డే బై డే, రైట్? ఆల్రెడీ గ్రో అవుతుందంటే కొత్తగా పెట్టడం కాదు, గ్రో అవుతున్నా కూడా ఇంకా గ్రోత్ ని పెంచడం కోసం సేల్స్ టీమ్ ఉంటుంది. సో సేల్స్ టీమ్ వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తుంటారంటే కొత్త కొత్త కనెక్టివిటీస్ చేస్తూనే ఉంటారు. అంటే ప్రతి కంపెనీస్ కి విజిట్ చేసి మీరు క్లౌడ్ కి టర్న్ అవ్వండి అని చెప్పేసి లోకల్ గా ఉన్న కంపెనీస్ క్లౌడ్ కి టర్న్ చేస్తుంటారు. ఓకే, సో ఎప్పుడైతే క్లౌడ్ కి టర్న్ చేస్తారో ఆ లోకల్ కంపెనీలో ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్న అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్ తో పాటు మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళకి ఒక ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్ పర్సన్ కావాల్సి ఉంటుంది. ఆటోమేటిక్ గా అక్కడి నుంచి ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్ డేటా సెంటర్ లో కూడా మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ కొంచెం మ్యాన్ పవర్ కావాల్సి. ఆబ్వియస్ గా వాళ్ళు ఒకటి రీజన్ అనేది ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయగానే ఆటోమేటిక్ గా హ్యూజ్ మ్యాన్ పవర్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ అనేది వస్తుంది. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం హ్యూజ్ ఓపెనింగ్స్ వస్తాయి. ఓకే, ఈ ఓపెనింగ్స్ కి ఎవరు ఎలిజిబుల్ అంటే మేజర్ గా చూసుకుంటే నియర్ బై పీపుల్ ఫస్ట్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్. ఆ చుట్టుపక్కల ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి ఫస్ట్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ ఇస్తారు. ఇట్ మీన్స్ దట్ సిటీలో ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి పర్టికులర్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ ఇస్తారు. ఎందుకంటే ఆ సిటీలో ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఇలాంటి దగ్గర ప్లేస్ లో ఆపర్చునిటీ వస్తే నో అన్నారు. రైట్? సో ఈవెన్ నౌ ఇఫ్ we get any job opportunity within Hyderabad city, will not say no. If it is in Mumbai, if it is in Pune, if it is in some other place, then definitely we might think, okay, how to go there, what to do there. But in local zones, we'll not think. Okay. And next, ఇదే within the country కూడా good placements ఇస్తాడు, good opportunity వస్తుంది. But not for freshers. Majorly they prefer experienced people. Okay. So, but the companies who are dealing with us might take freshers. Okay. So the new update is 25 regions and 81 availability zones. So please get updated in your notes. All right. Okay. This is one thing to be updated by you. Now we'll jump into today's session. What is today's session? Okay. Today we are going to discuss about VPC. Okay. So after checking some or after working out with the previous batch, we understood that VPC cannot be completed in one single session. So we require 2 sessions for completing this VPC. Anyone know what is VPC? Does anyone know what is VPC? ఎవరికైనా VPC అంటే తెలుసా? Okay. So I would like to give it to you. Yeah. Right answer. VPC means virtual private cloud. Virtual private cloud. I guess you can see the screen now. So see, this is totally theoretical concept, but I'll try to wind it up quickly and we'll jump into the practical part. Okay. Right. So we'll see only VPC practical today, but the extension of VPC practical will be explained in tomorrow's session. Okay. Virtual private cloud. On the name itself, it is telling something about private cloud. You might get it out. Somewhere we heard about this private cloud. Where did we hear about this private cloud? In the beginning, when we discussed about cloud computing, in the early stages or early classes time, we discussed about cloud computing. At that cloud computing point, yes, at that cloud computing point, we have seen some types of models, right? So cloud models. So where we have seen something called as private cloud, types of cloud, right? So deployment models. We have seen something there. We have seen something called as private cloud. Okay. So that particular private cloud, here it is just added something like a virtual private cloud. So our private cloud na ikkada manam నేర్చుకోబోతున్నాం. So what does this private cloud mean? Private cloud means what does this private cloud means? Okay. So I'd like to draw some. So this is my company infrastructure. This is my company infrastructure. So I am writing it as traditional infra. This is my traditional infrastructure. Okay. So when I'm using this traditional infrastructure, everything is to be connected or created within our network. Everything is to be created or connected within or inside the network. What all things to be happen? Only within this network to be happen. You cannot go beyond this network. If you try to go beyond this network, then what happens? What happens? Your path will be stopped. You cannot go beyond your network. So what all you're supposed to do or what all you're doing, everything should be done within your company's infrastructure, traditional infrastructure. This is the corporate level. And this particular thing is called as private cloud, right? Or traditional infrastructure model. So this particular private cloud, if you want to connect to it, yes, you can connect from outside, but only through some channel, only through some channels. So like example I'm taking, example, VPN is one of the example, virtual private network. So by creating a VPN, you can connect to this traditional infrastructure, but you cannot go out of this traditional infrastructure and connect to some other things. And this connection is made possible only with the help of VPN. But within the company, if you want to connect, yes, you'll be connected happily. And when there is no VPN, you cannot connect it from outside the company. Got it? So this is traditional infrastructure, and this can be called as a private cloud. A private cloud. Now, why we require a private cloud? Why we require a private cloud? It's very simple thing. Company wants a security, right? Company wants to maintain security. Company don't want others to check or visit or try to enter into our infrastructure, right? So every company will feel the same thing. My company requires this security. It's security. There is a huge data in this within this infrastructure which cannot be shared to everyone. Okay, so this sort of connection is called as private cloud, and we create this private cloud only for this security and access purpose. Okay, now if this traditional infrastructure maintained company doesn't have enough infrastructure with them or doesn't have enough financial what all things financial ratios with them, then they can jump into cloud. Then they can jump into cloud. Even after jumping into cloud also, they will create their own virtual private cloud. It means even if it is on AWS data centers, others cannot access it. But from first day, we are seeing all the instances can be easily handled with or easily connected with the help of public IP. But here we cannot connect to this without, or even if there is an instance created on AWS machine, we cannot connect this because this is a private network what we created. This is a private network what we created. Okay, so it looks similar like this. So this is my VPC. So I'm creating VPC in which we have instance 1 and instance 2, something like this. Just assume, right? So we got something like this VPC instance 1 and instance 2. These are the private networks, virtual private cloud. To connect to this particular cloud from a machine, so I am using a machine, a PC. So I want to connect from a PC. So this is my PC, particular PC. I want to connect to this virtual private cloud from my PC. This is somewhere connected in an AWS machine, an AWS region. VPC is assigned in an AWS region, and I want to connect my PC to this VPC. Okay, so is it possible directly? No, it is not possible directly. To connect to it, we require a service called as internet. We require a service called as internet, which we call it as, we call them after coming to AWS, we studied that this is called as public DNS, right? So public DNS, it is nothing but internet connectivity. Now the PC should connect to the public DNS, and from public DNS, we are going to connect to our VPC. But this is a private cloud. How to connect here? How to connect here? To connect to a private cloud, we require a small thing called as gateway, right? We call it as internet gateway. When you have internet gateway, then only you can connect. So my PC, I'm communicating with my public DNS. Though I have we can have internet connection or anything here. From public DNS, it will reach to the gateway. From gateway, it will reach to the VPC. And even in VPC, there is a problem. It doesn't go to the instance directly. It will make sure whether this instance is available for public or whether this instance is available for private. And it will distribute it according to the requirement. Got the point? Hope you understood about this. So I'll repeat it again. In general, what happens when you're connecting to instance, the PC will send the request to public DNS, that is internet. From internet, it will directly go to the instance. But when you're trying to connect with virtual private cloud, then it goes through this process, internet gateway process. And your VPC will be visible to you only if it is enabled for public access. Enabled for public access. Now let us see how to create these public PCs as well as private instances. Okay, so we are going to create network. So do anyone know what is network? Any basic definition about what is network? Network. What is a network? So a network, it is a term. It is a group of devices. Yes, network is group of devices connected together to share the resources. Right? So group of devices connected to share the resources. That is called as network. Okay, right. So whenever you are referring to network, whenever you are referring to network, so either we have to understand about networking. Networking is nothing but logical transmission of the data. Sending some data from PC1 to PC2 or from PC1 to PC1 to VPC. The process of the data packet flowing from this machine to all these devices and reaching the destination is called as network, right? So this happens with the help of a concept called IP address. So whenever if the concept called network comes to you, then obviously there will be another concept followed by it, that is networking and IP address and IP addressing. Okay. So I don't know whether how much IP address you know, but still I'd like to explain about the basics of this IP address. Okay. So basics of the IP address will be explained after virtual private cloud. I wrote few points about virtual private cloud. Then after discussing those points, I'll explain you about what is IP address. Okay. So we're clear till now and we'll go forward. So if anyone wants this to be explained once again, so I'll explain it. No problem. You can drop the message in chat box. ఇది మళ్ళీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయమంటే ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను, ఒకసారి చాట్ బాక్స్ లో మెసేజ్ చేయండి. It's clear to everyone. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Suresh. Okay. So any Hindi people in this session? Okay. Everyone are Telugu. Any non-Telugu people? No one, right? Okay. జనరల్గా కంపెనీలో ఎలా ఉంటుంది సెటప్ అంటే, కంపెనీ సర్వర్ కంపెనీలోనే ఉంటుంది అండ్ కంపెనీ వాళ్ళు ఇంటర్నల్ గానే కంపెనీని కనెక్ట్ అవుతారు. ఒకవేళ బయట నుంచి కనెక్ట్ అవ్వాలి అనుకుంటే వాళ్ళు VPN అనే ఒక సర్వీస్ ని కాన్ఫిగర్ చేసుకొని కనెక్ట్ అవ్వాలి. ఓకే. అండ్ కంపెనీ వాళ్ళు కంపెనీ నుంచి బయటకి కనెక్ట్ అవ్వాలి అంటే అట్లాంటి ఆప్షన్ లేదు, తీసేశారు కంప్లీట్ గా. సో విత్ ఇన్ ది కంపెనీ వాళ్ళు యూజ్ చేసుకుంటే దాన్ని మనం ట్రెడిషనల్ ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ అంటాం. లేదు అనుకుంటే ఇలాగే కనెక్టివిటీ ఉంటే ప్రైవేట్ క్లౌడ్ అని పిలుచుకుంటారు. ఓకే. అంటే ఓన్లీ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ వాళ్ళు మాత్రమే యాక్సెస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అందులో ఉన్న రిసోర్సెస్ కానివ్వండి, ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ కానీ. సో ఇప్పుడు సేమ్ థింగ్ ఇలాగే మీరు క్లౌడ్ లో కాన్ఫిగర్ చేయాలి అనుకుంటున్నారు అంటే మీ దగ్గర ఎనఫ్ మనీ లేదు, ఇలా ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ కొనుక్కోవాలి అంటే కాస్ట్ అలాట్, చాలా డబ్బులు ఖర్చు అవుతాయి. సో మన దగ్గర ఎనఫ్ మనీ లేవు. సో ఎనఫ్ మనీ లేనప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తామంటే క్లౌడ్ అనే ఆప్షన్ ఉంది. మనకు తెలుసు కదా, క్లౌడ్ ఇస్ కాస్ట్ ఎఫెక్టివ్ సిస్టమ్. సో కాస్ట్ మనకి సరిపోయేటట్టు వస్తుంది. సో తక్కువ కాస్ట్ లో మనకి బెస్ట్ గా దొరుకుతుంది క్లౌడ్. బట్ క్లౌడ్కి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత కూడా మనకు ఒకటే ప్రాబ్లం ఉంటుంది. ఏంటంటే మన మన దగ్గర ఉన్న ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ చాలా సెక్యూర్డ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, చాలా కాన్ఫిడెన్షియల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అనుకుందాం. సో ఇలాంటి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ని ఓపెన్ గా పబ్లిక్ లో పెడితే ఎవరన్నా హ్యాక్ చేస్తారన్న భయం ఉంటుంది. ఎవరైనా సరే హ్యాక్ చేస్తారో అనే భయం ఉంటుంది. సో అలా హ్యాక్ చేయకుండా ఉండాలి అంటే మనం క్లౌడ్ లో కూడా ఒక ప్రైవేట్ నెట్వర్క్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలి. క్లౌడ్ లో కూడా ఒక ప్రైవేట్ నెట్వర్క్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలి. సో ఆ ప్రైవేట్ నెట్వర్క్ క్రియేట్ చేసి ఇన్స్టాన్సెస్ ని కనెక్ట్ అయ్యే ప్రాసెస్ కి ఒక పేరు పెట్టారు, దాన్నే వర్చువల్ ప్రైవేట్ క్లౌడ్. వర్చువల్ ప్రైవేట్ క్లౌడ్. సో ప్రైవేట్ ఇన్ ద సెన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ డెడికేటెడ్ టు వన్ ఫర్ సింగిల్ కంపెనీ. ఒక సింగిల్ కంపెనీకి డెడికేటెడ్ చేసామన్నమాట ప్రైవేట్ అంటే. ఓకే. సో ఇప్పుడు ఈ కంపెనీలో వీళ్ళకి మల్టిపుల్ ఇన్స్టెన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి. కొన్నిటికి మాత్రమే పబ్లిక్ యాక్సెస్ ఇస్తున్నాం, మిగతా అన్నిటికీ ప్రైవేట్ యాక్సెస్ ఇస్తున్నాం. అంటే ఇక్కడ PC1 లో డయాగ్రామ్ లో చూసినట్టు PC1 నుంచి కనెక్ట్ అవ్వడానికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు VPCకి రిక్వెస్ట్ వెళ్తే ఆ VPC ఏం చేస్తుందంటే ఓన్లీ పబ్లిక్ లో ఎనేబుల్ చేసి పెట్టుకున్న మెషిన్స్ ని మాత్రమే కనెక్ట్ చేయడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఇస్తుంది. ప్రైవేట్ లో ఉన్నాయి కనెక్ట్ కావాలి అంటే దెర్ ఈస్ నో ఆప్షన్, డైరెక్ట్ గా అయితే కనెక్ట్ కాలేదు. బట్ ఎలా కనెక్ట్ కావాలి అంటే ఎస్ దెర్ ఈస్ అన్ ఆప్షన్, కనెక్ట్ అవ్వడానికి ఆప్షన్ ఉంది. మీరు మీ AWS ప్యానల్ ఓపెన్ చేసుకొని లాగిన్ చేసుకొని మీరు డైరెక్ట్ గా కనెక్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు. దట్ ఈస్ వన్ ఆప్షన్, రైట్? బికాస్ ఎవ్రీ యూజర్ విల్ గెట్ ది క్రెడెన్షియల్స్. సో అక్కడి నుంచి మీరు వెళ్ళి లాగిన్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, సో అక్కడ మనం రూల్స్ అండ్ రెగ్యులేషన్స్ పెడతాం కాబట్టి ఆ యూజర్ ఓన్లీ అదొక మెషిన్ మాత్రమే యాక్సెస్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో ఇలా మనం సెటప్ చేయొచ్చు అన్నమాట. గాట్ ఇట్. సో పాతగా ప్రీవియస్ గా కంపెనీలు ఎలా అయితే మెయింటైన్ చేసేవాళ్ళు దాన్ని ఇక్కడ మళ్ళీ మనం మెయింటైన్ చేద్దాం. ఓకే, సో అలాంటి కాన్సెప్ట్ ని క్రియేట్ చేయడం మనం విపిసి అంటున్నాం, వర్చువల్ ప్రైవేట్ క్లౌడ్. ఇక్కడ వర్చువల్ నెట్వర్క్ యూజ్ చేసి మనం క్లయింట్ కి ఆల్ఎల్స్ లేకపోతే మన డెవలపర్ కి లేదా మన ఆఫీస్ పర్సన్ అసోసియేట్ కి కనెక్ట్ అవుతున్నాం. ఓకే, రైట్. సో దాన్ని మనం వర్చువల్ ప్రైవేట్ క్లౌడ్ అంటాం. సో డెఫినేషన్ వైజ్ గా చూద్దాం ఒకసారి. చూద్దాం డెఫినేషన్ వైజ్ గా చూసుకుంటే, సారీ సురేష్, క్లియర్ గా ఉందా సురేష్? ఈజ్ ఇట్ క్లియర్ ఫర్ యూ? రైట్, థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో వర్చువల్ ప్రైవేట్ క్లౌడ్. So VPC is a network which is similar to the traditional networking within the organization. So VPC అనేది విత్ ఇన్ ది ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఎలా అయితే నెట్వర్క్ రన్ అవుతుందో అలానే ఉంది అని చెప్తున్నాడు, సిమిలర్ గా. రైట్, సో ఆర్గనైజేషనే కాదు, ఎలా డేటా సెంటర్ ఉండొచ్చు. కాకపోతే ఇక్కడ బెనిఫిట్ ఏంటి అంటే, అలాంగ్ విత్ దిస్ సిమిలారిటీ, ఇన్ దిస్ VPC we have something called as scalable infrastructure of AWS. సో ఈ విపిసి వచ్చేసి AWS లో ఉన్న స్కేలబుల్ ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ అండ్ దాంతో పాటు వచ్చే బెనిఫిట్స్ అన్నిటిని యూటిలైజ్ చేసుకుంటుంది. సో దాంతో పాటు వచ్చే బెనిఫిట్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? రైట్, మనం సెక్యూరిటీకి డివైస్ కొనే పని లేదు. సెక్యూరిటీ కోసం డివైస్ కొనే పని లేదు, కొత్త ఇన్స్టెన్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయాల్సిన పని లేదు, కొత్తగా డబ్బులు పే చేయాల్సిన పని లేదు, అన్ని దాంతోటే వస్తున్నాయి. సో ఆబ్వియస్ గా అలా చూసుకుంటే వి కాల్ దెమ్ యాజ్ బెనిఫిట్. ఓకే, ఆర్ సింపుల్ వర్డ్స్ లో చెప్పొచ్చు, VPC is a data center inside AWS for individual clients. Right? VPC నే ఒక separate గా data center. VPC is a data center inside AWS for individual clients, which is available for individual clients. సో అలా AWS గురించి VPC గురించి 2 డెఫినేషన్స్ ఇచ్చారు. ఓకే, సో బెనిఫిట్స్ VPC లో ఉండే ఇంకొక బెనిఫిట్ ఏంటి అంటే, సో మన క్లౌడ్ లో ఎన్నో నెట్వర్క్స్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం, ఎన్నో ఇన్స్టెన్సెస్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం. మనం ఎప్పుడైతే విపిసి క్రియేట్ చేసి దాన్ని లింక్ చేస్తామో అది సపరేట్ అవుతుంది. రైట్, సో విపిసి గెట్స్ ఐసోలేటెడ్ లాజికల్లీ, ఫిజికల్ గా జరిగిపోదు, లాజికల్ గా. విపిసి గెట్స్ ఐసోలేటెడ్ లాజికల్లీ ఫ్రమ్ అదర్ నెట్వర్క్స్ ఇన్ AWS cloud. Once we create VPC, automatically it gets isolated. Right? So అలా మనం ఒక రీజియన్ లో ఎన్ని క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం. రైట్, మాక్సిమం 5 VPCs we can create with the help of free time. If you want to create more, yes, there is an option for you to contact AWS support or AWS sales and you can create as many as you want. But by default ga we can create maximum of 5 VPCs in one region and 200 subnets in one virtual private cloud. ఒక cloud లో 200 subnets create చేయొచ్చు. Subnet, this is a new word for you. What do we mean by subnet? Subnet అంటే ఏంటి? సో ఇక్కడ మీకు కొత్త వర్డ్స్ వినిపిస్తాయి ఇప్పుడు. సబ్నెట్ మీన్స్ రేంజ్ ఆఫ్ ది నెట్వర్క్. రేంజ్ ఆఫ్ ది నెట్వర్క్ అంటే ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడ వరకు ఉంటుంది అని అర్థం. స్టార్టింగ్ అడ్రస్ అండ్ ఎండింగ్ అడ్రస్. సో దట్ కెన్ బి కాల్డ్ as subnet. Yes, exactly. IP address range ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. So we can create maximum of 5 VPCs in one region and 200 subnets in one VPC. So when we are creating 5 VPCs, it means you can enable maximum of 5 elastic IPs. 5 elastic IPs. Now again a doubt for you. I don't know what is IP. I don't know what is IP address. Sir, today you are telling about elastic IP. But it is quite difficult for us to understand about. Yes, obviously. In entire AWS, this is the one which is toughest concept. Okay. So we are going to learn it even more keenly now. Okay. So we can create maximum of 5 VPCs in one region. So overall we have 25 regions in which 24 are currently active. In all those 24 regions, what we are going to do? We are going to create VPCs. It means in every region maximum of 5 VPCs can be created. అంటే ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ మొత్తం సపరేట్ గా వాళ్ళకే ఇచ్చేస్తారు. దే ప్రొవైడ్ ది ఎంటైర్ ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ సపరేట్లీ. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ as VPC. ఓకే, సో సారీ. సో రీజియన్స్ వైజ్ గా ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి, అండ్ VPCs కెన్ బి క్రియేటెడ్ ఓన్లీ ఇన్ రీజియన్, రైట్? సో వీ కెనాట్ క్రియేట్ VPCs ఇన్ zones, right? A VPC is confined to an AWS region and does not extend between regions. Okay, అండ్ ఒక్కసారి VPC క్రియేట్ చేసామనుకోండి, బై డిఫాల్ట్ గా DHCP, NACL అంటే నెట్వర్క్ ACL అండ్ సెక్యూరిటీ గ్రూప్స్ ఇలాంటివన్నీ క్రియేట్ అయిపోతాయి. మీరు VPC క్రియేట్ చేయగానే ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఇవన్నీ క్రియేట్ అయిపోతాయి. ఓకే, సో నెక్స్ట్ పాయింట్ వచ్చేసి, వన్స్ ఒక CIDR వాల్యూ ఇచ్చారు అంటే, CIDR అగైన్ న్యూ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఫర్ యూ. వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్ CIDR? క్లాస్లెస్ ఇంటర్ డొమైన్ రూటింగ్. క్లాస్లెస్ ఇంటర్ డొమైన్ రూటింగ్. బట్ అలా చెప్తే మనకు అర్థం కాదు. మన భాషలో మనం చెప్పుకుందాం అంటే, క్లాస్ CIDR అంటే రేంజ్ అని పెట్టుకుందాం. CIDR intimates for, or it is explained about range. Okay, so range of IP address, for example 250 pieces కావాలి మనకి. సో రేంజ్ ఆఫ్ IP address is 260. 260లో 255 pieces వాడుకున్నాం, 5 pieces పేరుగా ఉన్నాయి. ఎప్పుడన్నా ఏమన్నా అవుతే యూటిలైజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, రైట్. ఫర్ దట్ పర్పస్ మేజర్లీ వి యూటిలైజ్ it. ఓకే, ఈ CIDR అనేది ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే, ఆ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ నెట్వర్క్ థింగ్ అనేది మనకి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తుంది. ఆ నెట్వర్క్ సైజ్ ఏంటి, ఆ నెట్వర్క్ గురించి మనకి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో how many of you, I have a small question, how many of you know about this networking part, IP address and networking part? How many of you knows about it? So Krishna, you know it, super good. Next, others? Okay. Sorry, there is an audio trouble in between. Anyone please confirm my audio? Is my voice audible to you? Right. So to understand CIDR, you should know the basic information about IP address. So we have to learn basic about IP address. Okay, yes, so I'll show you IP address basic, but before going to IP address basic, I would like to complete this VPC concept today, and in tomorrow's session about continuation of this VPC, I'll explain you about IP address. So IP address is a very, very, very huge concept, so it doesn't complete in one single session, so I'll give only a brief about this IP address. Okay, these are the points here. Okay, so now with new AWS console, there is a concept called as extending or creating secondary CIDR. Creating secondary CIDR. Okay, right. So firstly, we don't know what is first CIDR. Now we are going into secondary CIDR. Don't worry about this. CIDR is just an indication for range of IP address. Range of IP address. Okay. So these are some of the theoretical things which I wrote here. Next, there are components of VPC. Before going to components, let us understand what we are going to do today. Okay, just give me a minute. I'll just complete a call and I'll be back. I'll just be back. Meanwhile, you can note down this point. So this is a VPC, theoretical part about this VPC. So there is a very huge theory about VPC. So if I say that VPC theory completely, then obviously it looks like an academic class. So I don't want to make it as an academic class. I want to make it as a practical based technical class. Okay. Right. So, but yes, we require to understand the basic theory part. Okay. Now let us see something here. So this will be in tomorrow's session, components of VPC is tomorrow's session. So in today's session, we're going to understand only about virtual private cloud. Okay. And some things about API. Right. Now what we'll do? Firstly, we'll create VPC. We'll create a VPC in which we are going to create subnets. Subnets in the sense we're going to create our own. We're going to create our own network range that is called as subnet. We are going to create our own network range. Like మనకి ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు నెట్వర్క్ కావాలి అనుకుంటున్నాం, దాన్ని మనం క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం. Okay, so I am calling this as VPC. Okay, and these are my subnet. So it might be in any of the availability zone. ఇక్కడ మీకు పాయింట్ ఉంది చూడండి. This point I wrote just this point. Sorry. Okay. So VPC can be created only in regions, not in zones. We cannot create any VPC in zone. Okay. So you know about zones, right? Availability zone thing which we are arranging, something like we understood about 25 regions and 81 zones just now. Zones means the sub data centers available nearby us. Okay. So assume this is zone 1. We got I'm writing it as AZ1 and the another one is AZ2. So this is AZ2 and this is AZ1, in which you might create an instance. So I am creating instances. So it might be EC2 machine. We are creating EC2 machine. Right. Here we can decide whether this is available in private network or public network. Right. So we can create something like this. This can be called as a private network, or this can be called as a public network. So I wrote here so you will understand what is a private network and public network. But in general, we have to understand that it is not selected by default. It is not selected by default. So here we have to understand. If we are creating a VPC, we need to make sure that we have to mention about this particular subnet, whether it is a private network or whether it is a public network. When you are selecting it as a public network, it is available for everyone to connect. It is available to everyone to connect. But only one difference here is if you want to connect to this VPC, then you're going to connect with the help of a gateway, right? Of course, you'll not see all those things. See, when you're opening a website, for example, you're typing something called as www.facebook.com. You don't know what is happening at the backside, but ultimately you can see the output. Here also the same concept. If you want to connect to instance, we know how to connect to the instance. We can connect either through RDP or SSH. Okay, but we don't know what exactly is happening at the back end, right? Because here we require a concept called as IP address. We require a concept called as IP address. Okay, so if you want to connect to your machine, if I want to connect to this point, so this PC will connect to this particular VPC only to the public network. And if you try to connect to the private network, it will not connect because this private network is not available for a user to access. కనిపించకుండా ఎలా చేస్తాం? If it is visible, yes, you can try to connect. If it is not visible, then you cannot try to connect. Okay, all right. So private network is a network available for communication only with the help of public network, right? Without the help of public network, you cannot connect to the private network. So here in this diagram, we are creating a VPC with in two availability zones. We are creating subnet, and one is private network, other one is public network. And now we are going to check whether this PC is connected to VPC or not, or whether this PC can connect to VPC, or whether these instances or whether these machines are available for us to connect in the internet. అంటే ఈ మెషిన్స్ మనం క్రియేట్ చేసిన తర్వాత అవి ఇంటర్నెట్ లో అవైలబుల్ ఉంటాయో లేదో చూద్దాం. అంటే టిల్ ఎస్టర్డే మనం ఏ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసినా కూడా వీ హ్యావ్ కనెక్టెడ్ టు దట్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ either RDP or SSH or sometimes web. Let us see now this private network available for us in such a way. Okay, all right. So you have to understand there is a process to go on for this practical. So we'll write down step by step for doing this practical. We'll perform this practical by writing step by step procedure. So our major target is to create a private network and create a public network. Public network should be accessible for the group for any user, but private network should not be accessible to any user. If you want to use it, you have to come to public network. It means you are supposed to log in into your AWS console, or you're supposed to connect to the public network, and you are going to connect them internally. You're going to connect them internally. So that internal concept we'll see in tomorrow's session, but in today's session we'll see directly whether the instance is available for connecting anywhere across the globe, or whether the instance is not available for connection. Okay, all right. So I wrote some components of VPC here. In tomorrow's session, we'll understand that. So for performing a practical, so I'm writing here step one. So I want something like this. Create a VPC. Create a VPC. To subnet agent, right? So when we are creating these two subnets, we have to provide the IP address range. So right now I'm providing an IP address range here. You can follow that IP address range. 192.168.0.0/24. So I gave this IP address range with create internet gateway, because out of these two subnets, one will be private, one will be public. So we are going to create internet gateway subnet, public subnet. Next, step 3. Create instance and add to VPC. One for subnet. So I am adding one for subnet. Next, step 4. So we have to create a routing process, right? It means we have to enable routing so that our machines will be connected through internet, or when there is no, if it is in private place, then it cannot be connected. So these are the things which we are going to perform. Okay. So I'm repeating again. Firstly, we'll create a VPC, and then we'll create subnets in availability zones, and then we are going to configure internet gateway, and then we are going to add instance or create instances and add it, or creating instances with the help of the created VPC. Okay. Then next we're going to create the routing process. So this is what we're going to perform. So this is my AWS. So I'm logged in now. So in my services, so I'll go to EC2 and let me check whether we have any instances running or not. Right now we can see there are 0 instances. There are no instances where it is empty. It is completely empty. Okay, right. So, but even when we are empty, we'll see what all things available in EC2. Okay, in EC2 you can see all these things are available here, but at this corner we have a concept called as VPC. It means as soon as you create your AWS account, there will be a default VPC available for you. By default, there will be a VPC available for you. Okay. Now this VPC, we have to find where is this VPC option available. So this VPC service is available under networking concept. Compute, customer enablement, machine learning, like this will find the concept called as networking. Yes, you can see it is networking and CD, content delivery. Right. In networking, the first option is VPC. So I'm just selecting VPC here. So what happens when I select this VPC? You can see by default there is a region, or sorry, there is one VPC in this region. So right now we are in Mumbai, so it is showing in Mumbai. And how many subnets in this region? 3 subnets. And how many routing tables? Only one routing table. How many gateways? One gateway. How many network ACLs? One network ACL. How many security groups? 3 security groups. 3 subnets, 3 gateways. And by default, a DHCP is also created. It means according to our point. So by default, all these things will be created with the help with the VPC. Now we have seen all these things available there. All these things are default, and make sure we are not supposed to delete any of the default items. If you delete default items, then your account will get what we say stuck, because when there is no default options or you're removing the default things, then the theme will stop working. The major theme of EC2 or the major theme of console will stop working. So by default things should be available by default to make the console run smoothly. Okay. So on this page, like every time, we are not supposed to select launch VPC wizard. We are going to use a concept called as your VPC. See here we have your VPC. Here we have subnet, route tables, and internet gateways. Here we wrote here, right? Routing process. So I'll make it as same thing for you. Route tables. So we are going to handle only these 4 options today. We're not going to see any other options. Of course, we have network ACL, security groups, all these things we have, but we are not going to access them all today. We are going to see only about first 4 options. Firstly, I'll go to VPC. So I don't have, by default, there is a VPC available, but I don't want to make any changes for this VPC because this is available in internet. That's the reason we got an IP address here. And if you want to learn about this VPC, click on that VPC IP. So you can see everything is available here. It is a default address. And this address is provided to this machine with the help of Elastic IP. The help of Elastic IP. All right. So now let us create another VPC. Create VPC. Very simple thing. You have to provide your name. The name. So VPC, I'll provide it as 001. And it is asking for an IP address. It's asking for an CIDR IP address. So we wrote this IP address as 192.168.0.0/24. Okay. So what is this /24 mean? You might get a basic doubt. Okay. So when it is representing to /24, it represents number of network bits. Number of network bits. The network bits will never change. So this IP address is formed with the help of bits. It is a 32-bit address. Out of this 32, 24 bits will not be changed. So from first to this 0, no bit will be changed, right? So as of now, please remember this thing, and in tomorrow's session, I'll explain you completely about IP address. So I'll take a whiteboard session tomorrow. I'll explain about IP addressing part and subnetting part. Okay, right? I'll try to wind it out very quickly so that we'll understand and we'll continue with other practicals of VPC. Okay. IPv6 we are not using it, so keep it as no. And tenancy, right? So you want it for a default location or you want it dedicated to. So if you want to assign it for a dedicated client, then you are going to select it as dedicated option. If you're going to select default, it will be available in default option, right? But that is not a default VPC. It will be available by default. But if you're selecting only for one single company, yes, you can also provide it only for one single company. So tags, we are not giving any tags. Click on create VPC. Now you can see my VPC is created, and this is what the CIDR notation. So 192.168.0.0/24. Okay, and there is no VPC associated. So let us go back to here. This is my VPC created, right? This is my VPC created. Click on this again. You'll understand all this information now here. Okay. So after creating VPC, I'll go to subnet. I'll go to subnet, right? So that is what we wrote here. Create a VPC and two subnets in availability zone. Now, by default, there are three subnets available in Mumbai location, right? So in Mumbai region, by default, there are three subnets available. So we want our own subnet. So let us create our own subnet. So after clicking on subnet, click on create subnet. In this place, provide name. Sorry, provide VPC. So VPC name is VPC001. That is what we created, and the other one is default. But we are practicing today on our own VPC, so select our own VPC. Created it, and rest of all the information is directly provided. Now here we have to provide subnet name. So one subnet will be public subnet, and the other one is private subnet. So public, I'm writing name as public 1, right? And availability zone. In Mumbai, we have three availability zones. 1A, 1B, and 1C. These are three availability zones. You can write availability zone 1, availability zone 2, and availability zone 3. These are three zones available. So you can keep it in any zone, no problem. Likewise, we wrote on the diagram. There is no problem of this. You can place the security group anywhere. Sorry, subnet anywhere in any of the availability zone. And they are asking for IP address. So here I am supposed to give the same series of IP address, but I have to change one small thing. That is, I have to provide subnet notation. So I gave a subnet notation here, right? And tags are optional again as usual, create subnet. Now, how come this is selected? That will be explained in tomorrow's session on a whiteboard. On the whiteboard, I'll explain you about IP address. Exactly, range is the answer. So I have created a subnet. I have created a subnet and the name is public subnet 1. But I want to create one more subnet because I should know about private as well. So I'm creating another subnet. That is the same VPC. This is private. This is private subnet 1. Now I can add this. Sorry, I can add this in any of the availability zones. It might be AZ1, AZ2, and AZ3 anywhere. So I can select anything. I have selected one. Okay. I can select anything. While performing, you can also select anything. And the IP address should be given here. Make sure you're not going to overlap these IP addresses of this subnet. If you are giving a subnet or it is similar to your roll number. If a roll number is allotted to you, can they assign the same number to any other people? It is not possible. The same thing. If a mobile number is assigned to you, can they do something like this for another people? No, they cannot assign the same number to others. Here also same thing. We should make sure it should not be overlap. So I took one network for that, and other network I'll give it to. So I gave the IP address. Rest of things are as usual. So I have created secondary subnet. You can see we created two different subnets. By default, there were three more subnets, but these are available in our VPC, the one which we have created. Click on subnet and you'll understand. So it is designed in VPC 001. Right? And this is the IPv4 address what we have provided, range. Okay. So after completing this subnet, after creating this subnet, what we have to do? So after creating the subnet, we have to make sure we require a gateway. Likewise, I told you, while connecting to this VPC, it is not direct always. Here we always have something called as IG, Internet Gateway. We have something called as IG, Internet Gateway. Okay. Right. So let us create Internet Gateway here. So your VPC, subnet, then route tables. Yes, route table will come last, but before that we'll go to Internet Gateway. Right. So there is a gateway available by default, but we cannot use this gateway. So we are going to create our own gateway. Right. I'll provide a gateway here. Today's practice is VPC GW001. VPC gateway 001. So this is what is the name. Just only with the help of name I'm creating it. I'm not writing anything here. Right. So my gateway is created, but let us see here. See here it is showing the default gateway is attached, but the gateway what we created right now is not attached. So attached to what? It should be attached to VPC. It should be attached to VPC. You can see here VPC ID. It should be attached to the VPC. So select this particular gateway and click on action and select attach to a VPC. Click on it. Then select the VPC what we have here. Then attach gateway. Now you can see this gateway is attached to particular VPC. Now that we have created gateway, we have created subnets, we have created VPCs, what we have to do? We have to go to route table. Okay, so before going to route tables, we have to go to this subnet and select the public subnet and make sure you are modifying the auto assign IP setting. So I told you, if it is public subnet, the IP address should be automatically assigned, right? Public address. So here you can see only one single thing. Enable auto assign of public IPv4 addresses. Make sure after creating the internet gateway, you're selecting this particular option and click on save. It is saved. We don't require it for public private subnet, so I'm not doing it. Now after completion of this, I'll come back to root tables. In root table, we understood, right? By default, a root table will be created. You can see this belongs to our VP001. I'll show it here. I'm clicking on this root table. Now you can see this is directly associated with VPC 001. VPC 001. So we don't require any other VPC or any other root table to be created. But yes, we have to create a root. We don't require a root table, but we have to create a root. So in the bottom page, we can see something called as edit root. Edit root. So I'm selecting edit root here and I'm adding a root. Add root. The root is here the value is 0 dot all zeros. 0 represents anywhere or any address across the globe, right? And this particular root should be assigned to which one? This root to be assigned to, if I'm creating a root, that particular root should be assigned to this, gateway. మనం పెట్టే రూట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ రూట్ ని ఈ గేట్వే కి అసైన్ చేయాలి సో దట్ దిస్ VPC will be enabled to communicate with this gateway. When this gateway is enabled, then automatically it will be enabled in the public zone, right? So are we clear till now? Did you understand about this particular concept? We created VPCs, one is public and one is private. IP address is provided by us, and now we are connecting this VPC to a gateway where this gateway will allow only public request to the public machine and it will deny the private request. Okay, so that is what we are going to see now. Okay, so we are going to associate this with an internet gateway. So we created one already. We have created an internet gateway. So we are connecting it to that particular gateway. So now it is set. Now after completion of this, select this particular route. And here we are going to do something. But before going to do something about this, we are going to see about. Sorry, we are going to create instance. So internet gateway is designed. After that, we are going to create instance. I'm going to EC2, the instances page, launch instance, retire only, and I'm selecting as usual Windows Server 2012. Right, I'm taking only one single machine, configure, only one instance, but make sure here the network is default. The network here is default. Now I'm selecting this particular point, I'm selecting the VPC created by us. This is the VPC created by us, and I'm selecting this particular VPC. Alright, so after selecting that particular thing, we have two subnets here. In this option, we got two subnets. One is public and private. If you select public option, you can see auto assign public IP. It is enabled. If I select private IP, what happens? It is disabled. So firstly, we'll select public IP, and then nothing to be changed here. Only select your particular VPC and particular subnet. Next, click on next. So nothing is required here. Click on next. Again next. So we'll create a security group here. That is SD for So I created this particular thing, and we'll also add another rule for HTTP anywhere. And this is adding only for just basic information that we can add. Right, everything is created, selected, and I'm selecting the same common old key pair. Click on I acknowledge and launch instance. My instance has been launched. Now you can see this particular instance is available in our created VPC. Click on this. This is available in a VPC called as VPC001, which we have created. It means we have created an instance inside our virtual private cloud. Again, we require another instance. It should be called as public, sorry, private. So let me select another instance here. Same operating system, the same process. Select VPC001, but here the subnet should be changed. I'm selecting by default the same security group what we created here. Same key pair, everything is same. Yes, now you can see are both instance, right? Both are running. Right, the second one is starting, but meanwhile we'll okay. So we have created instances, one is for public, other one is for private. The other one is private subnet. This public subnet, other one is private subnet. Now we'll go to root table. In these root tables, we have to make sure about association of this subnet. Subnet association. Click on subnet association, and there is nothing here information. So let us select called an option called as edit subnet association. Edit subnet association. So I am adding this particular public one to the association. Save association. Because that public is added to the internet gateway, so the same thing should be selected to the routing table as well. In this particular routing table, again after selecting this subnet association, click on root. Click on root. As of now, you can see both are in local root. There is nothing activated here. So we have to select on edit root. So we already gave this root. Fine, good. So root is already given, so that's fine. So our roots are provided here. Yes, the root is already provided. Okay. Now let us launch this machine. So everything is started here. Now let us go to EC2 machine and let us check. So this EC2 machine public address has got a public address. By using this particular address, we can launch this machine. We can launch this machine. Of course, we'll see it practically now. And next, in the instances, we got private machine. If you see this private machine, there is no public IP address assigned. It is only with the private IP address which we have given. Okay, but yes, it is available in the same VPC, and this is the identity of the subnet where it is available. All right. Okay. Now, basically, we have seen first thing has got public IP address, and the second thing has got only private access. So I'll try to connect to this machine. All these things is again a good play for you. So I'm opening this particular machine. You can see this particular machine is open now. So meanwhile, I'll do something. I'll open another file as well, other instance as well. Private, I'm connecting this to instance, RDP, password, browse, again same logic. Because I'm opening both the machines, one is public, other one is private. When we connect to this now, we can check it out. It is just loading because we cannot connect to that particular thing because this is a private IP address. This is a private IP address. Got the point? You can see this machine is a public address and that one is a private address. Even this machine has got a private address, but it has gone two addresses, one public address and one private address. That's the reason they cannot connect to a private address. Clear everyone? Clear? No worries because we'll again configure VPCs. For time being, I just wrote how to work with this IP addresses. Clear everyone now? How we arranged two subnets under one virtual PC where one is available for everyone and one is available only for internal communication. Right? Is it clear? Just confirm someone on chat panel. Is it clear? No problem. I'll revise the same concept again. Don't worry. On Saturday, we'll try to complete this process. Tomorrow's session, we're going to learn about IP addressing part and subnetting part. On Saturday's session, we're going to learn about this VPC again because there are some more things, concepts in VPC which are to be discussed. Hope everyone are clear now. But after completion of the process, make sure you're going to your instances. Okay, now, okay, one last thing to be shown to you. So from this virtual machine, from this instance, so I want to connect to this IP address. I'm going to communicate with this IP address. I'll use a command called ping for communication. So the second PC, the private PC, IP address of this PC is 192.168.0.94. I'm copying that particular address and I'm pasting it here. The IP address is pictured here. If I check for communication, what happens? Whether it communicates or not. It is showing request time now. It means it is not communicating. Right? In tomorrow's session or in Saturday's session, we'll see how to communicate them internally. Okay. All right. So to remove this configuration, firstly go to instances, select the instances what we created and click on instance and select terminate instance. Click on terminate instances. Then once it is getting done, you can go to VPCs and you can come in the reverse order. Firstly, go to routing tables and select this particular routing table. From action, delete routing table. Oh, sorry. Firstly, you have to go to subnets because these are associated to the subnet. Select two subnets, action, delete subnet. They cannot be deleted because the problem is, okay, instances are still running on, shutting down. Once the instances got shut down, you can go to subnets, remove them, then gateways, remove them, routing table, remove them, and your VPCs, remove them. That is what to be done. The instances cannot be deleted. Okay, the same process. After completion of this, make sure you are deleting all the things. You cannot delete this VPC because it is still in running mode. It is in working mode. The four things I have to manage, that is internal gateways, I am deleting this gateway. Without any question, the gateway is getting deleted. After completion of gateway, come back to subnet and try to delete them. Meanwhile, the instances got terminated. And then we'll go to root tables. These are our root tables. So we are going to see it is already by default black hole. Edit rules. I'm just removing this particular thing. Right? And all things are cleared. Go to your VPC. Now even delete this VPC. Okay. So all the things are cleared now. We got all the four are clear now. I'm just closing that window. And here in EC2, you can see both the devices are shutting down. Both the devices are actually terminated. Okay. So this is how we are going to see about VPC. We are going to understand about VPC. Okay. All right. So it is something like creating a big building, huge building with multiple rooms. The IP address or CADR notation represents the same thing. They represent about how many rooms inside, how many cabins inside, and some sort of audit field. Okay. Hope Suresh, I need to delete all those things, else there will be billing applicable for it. Because everything is associated with each other. Here in the practical steps we have seen VPC is associated to the instances created in availability zones. Next, in this availability zone, we have created one of the subnet for which we have assigned internet gateway, and for that particular instance, we have assigned a virtual PC with which we are going to log in. And of course, only root table can be deleted because root table doesn't make any change. Okay. All right. Then hope your doubts are clear, or if there are any other doubts, please drop a message in the group. All right. Thank you so much. We'll meet tomorrow again with IP addressing class.